welcome in, boys. We are live. Take it to the bank, Kansas for the Advent Health 400. I got my new NASCAR partner in crime with me, Meyer, because my old one's going through it right now. Adam Meyer, freshly back in the country, my guy. How we doing? I just heard how your trip went. We'll keep that for subscribers tomorrow. But how you doing, my guy?
I can emphatically tell you it is great to be back.
Any more trips to Mexico, you think, or are we good?
I'm good, actually. Appreciate it, but I'm good. I'm good.
Welcome into the boys in the chat. Stenberg, Danny Berry, Wyatt, Matt Dubb. Yeah. DB Gnarly. What's up, boys? Okay. So Saturday was cool. Made a lot of money. Made like 30 units. Sunday sucked. Gave most of it back. I mean, I don't know what to say anymore. With 11 laps to go after the final caution, we have the front row at 20-1, 18-1, 9-1, and 8-1. The guy in third won. We had 3 top 10s. One of them at 30-1 with Ty Dillon. He finished 12th. We had Gil Linda 14-1 to finish in the top 10. He finished 11th. We had Zane Smith at 9-1 to finish in the top 10. I think he finished 13th. I don't know what else I could do. Like, we should have legitimately made 95 units. We should have been whole and up 30 units over the last 6 weeks. Unfortunately, it didn't go that way. Right now, I find myself down about 2.5 units on the year right now. Thankfully, because we had that crazy January where we made 58 units. But you know what can you do, man? I'm just gonna keep grinding. The reads are right. I know they are. We're just gonna keep plugging away. Meyer, what did you think about Texas? How it went down? The race in general and everything in between.
The race itself, I just can't stand how much of a caution fest it's became. Like the last 40 laps were just chaotic. So I don't know. I mean, salvage the day with Reddick in his fastest laps. Had to do the Hail Mary on Logano late, but I mean, what was McDowell doing? And what was Ryan Blaney doing? How would you ever not take the front row on a restart with 10 to go? 8 to go, whatever it was.
Well, no. What happened was it wasn't that caution. It was the caution that came out with 26 to go. With 26 to go, Larson was in front, and then Blaney was second. He had the option to take the front row, or he had the option to take the bottom row behind Larson. Now, why did he do that? Because in 88%, I believe NASCAR Insight said the bottom lane held on the restart at Texas in the next gen era. And the guy directly behind the leader, more than not, fell into second place. But on occasion, if you get a good enough push from somebody and you're in the top row of that restart, you can get out there and get the lead. What happens? Blaney takes behind Larson. That moves Michael McDowell up. Michael McDowell ends up getting that push, and he gets out to the lead, right? Then the caution falls, and with about 10 to go, 11 to go, and Ryan Blaney, instead of being in that number one position, had he taken that lane that McDowell ended up taking, had he gotten that push, I think Reddick was behind him at that point, but I'm not entirely sure. Had he gotten that push, it was Reddick, right? Had he gotten that push, he would have been the guy in that spot up front instead of Michael McDowell. And then he probably eventually goes on to win the race, because the reason why McDowell got passed was he never moved up the racetrack. It's very hard to pass in this intermediate package when you try to go low. It's a lot easier to pass when you try to go high. Logano was able to go high. Blaney ends up getting past. McDowell ends up getting past. My gut says Blaney would not have gotten past if he would have got out first, and he probably would have held on because I think he would have went higher. But it is what it is. It just sucks. Like, here's another misconception. People think Joey Logano came out of nowhere in that race. He really didn't come out of nowhere in that race. I mean, he consistently moved up all day long. He was one of the fastest guys on the track all day long. When he got up there, he had it late, unfortunately. But do I expect to lose when we have the both two guys on the front row with 10 laps to go at 20-1, 18-1, 9-1, and 8-1? I do not. But that's the kind of year we're having here. So I don't know what else to say.
Did you listen to when Denny said that PJ1 they laid down on that top groove, and he says when they're under caution it cools down, and it takes about 2 to 3 laps for it to
Yes.
warm up to where you start to get that grip and that top lane comes in.
Right.
So Denny thought that if McDowell would have just committed to that high line and not tried to side draft Joey so much, it would have been in his favor to do that rather than drive him so aggressively and end up costing himself a day. I just don't know why McDowell isn't content with finishing second, maybe third there. You know, again, he just cost himself a really good finish. So
another week, Adam, where Ryan Blaney is, in my opinion, undoubtedly the best fucking guy on the track, fastest guy on the track. And it doesn't matter. It just doesn't even fucking matter. Like we were talking about the short track package is a problem. Short track package, every fucking package is a problem. Like super speedway package is a problem. That's the reason why nobody's pulling out of line with 5 laps to go, 2 laps to go, the last lap. They don't want to get buried. They would rather just finish third than try to go for the win and finish 18th. Short track package we know has been a joke. Now we're at a point where there are not many cars making quality passes up front in the intermediate package. It feels way less than 2022 and 2023 and 2024. And I don't know, man. It just doesn't matter how much better your car is depending on where you are on the racetrack. It just doesn't matter.
Right. I think we've just finally come to the point where everybody knows it's not a package problem, it's a car problem, right? Doesn't matter what aero you're running, doesn't matter what tires on it, it's just the car is a problem.
Yeah. I completely agree. Austin says, I'm starting to hate NASCAR. Didn't think we'd ever be here. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm very good at what I do. Like, I don't understand why we're not cashing tickets. I don't know. There's been just an insane amount of volatility late in races. And Adam, you're the one that told me to follow the guy, but I'm sure that you saw that chart where cautions continue to get longer and longer and longer, regardless of where we are. They just cut a bigger percentage of laps off the race every year, you know?
Yeah, it wasn't even gradual. Like that chart shocked me. It is much higher this year.
Yeah. Yeah. So now we move to but anyway, just to wrap Texas up in a bow. We should have fucking murked that race, man. I mean, we should still be counting our money from when that MMA card started to when that race ended. We should still be counting our money. And we're just getting nipped at the fucking wire. Like it's a horse race every fucking week. So, I mean, we're just going to keep grinding, man. It's just all you could do. I don't know what else you could do. The reads are right. They're right. So I'm just going to keep doing what we do. All right, Kansas. What are your early thoughts on Kansas in terms of manufacturers? I know Ford has not won here in the next gen era. It's basically been 2311 and Chevy. I know Denny's got one win here, but how would you rank the manufacturers this week?
I get that why Chevy's the favorite because Larson's the favorite, but this seemed like it was a playground for Toyota for 5 years, 4 years in a row.
Mhm.
Primarily the 45 car. Didn't matter who was behind it, from Kurt Busch to Reddick to Bubba. They just continue to be great in that chassis. Um, but I do think that Larson deserves to be the favorite here, and I think that's why you see Chevy the favorite. But I don't put Toyota too far behind them. Would you
Yeah,
say after Larson, do you think that it's the next maybe three are Toyotas? I'm assuming you put Byron and Blaney in there.
I think that Chevy has to be the favorite because I think I think this is one of those races where like Larson could just put the field to bed. Like
Hmm.
in a quiet race with not a lot of cautions, doesn't this seem like a race where he could lead 200 laps?
Yeah, I was thinking that earlier. That's why I went to go look at the amount of cautions we've had here in the last, say, 5 races. It's higher than I thought.
Yeah, higher than I thought too, but Kansas just races so much better than Texas.
Agreed. Agreed. It doesn't have that crazy bump in turn three that causes everybody to spin out. A lot of
It's
single
my
car crashes at Texas.
right. I think it's my favorite racing for like a high speed intermediate mile and a half. I think Kansas is where it's at. The problem is I don't know if they're still even going to be able to pass here because of this car. I'm not sure. But here's where I'm at. You have to make Chevy the favorite because I think Larson could put the field to bed. We know how good Bowman's been in the package this year, although I don't like where he's qualifying. We know how good Byron is in the intermediate package every week. I think Elliott, you can count on being the worst of the bunch. But I think you have to make them the favorite because of how strong they are. Outside of that, I do not think that there is a single Chevy in the race that could win on merit. Not one. Nobody. Zero. I think Trackhouse sucks. I think Kyle Busch doesn't have it. I just don't see a legitimate Chevy outside of those four guys that could win. I guess I would put Toyota second, man, but listen, Ford is, I know they have not won a race in the next gen era. They are not that far behind. Joey Logano is supremely underrated in the intermediate package this year. Ryan Blaney is the single best car on the track every week. Austin Cindric rides around in the top 10 a lot. You never know. Josh Berry, top 10 car in the intermediate package this year. Chris Buescher, not that far off a top 10 car in the intermediate package this year. I think there are a lot of Fords that can win this race. While I would probably just edge Denny, Bell. I don't know about Bell, but just Toyota in general because Bell has been so good here. Denny has 4 wins here. Um, both 2311 cars have won here in the next gen era before. So I get why you would put Toyota second, but boy, do I think Ford is real close. Real close. They're so much faster this year, Meyer.
Yeah, they usually don't carry this kind of speed this early, and
Right.
uh, you could easily. No one will be shocked if Ryan Blaney had 3 wins this year.
Yep.
Y-
Maybe four
like
after last week. Last week could have been the fourth.
right. I mean, the same as Chris Bell kind of winning those first three. I mean, you could really say that Blaney's kind of earned at least 3 wins. He's just been on the worst side of variance.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But in saying all that, all these contenders that could win, boy, like Kyle Larson was the fastest guy at Vegas. He was the fastest guy at Texas. I like the two best comps to Kansas and Charlotte. I'm not sure what change. He's qualifying last. He's got a great shot to be on the pole this week. Like he could walk the field here, and it absolutely would not shock me. As many contenders as there are that could win this race, he could walk the field.
Right, and he's just kind of been that like checkers or records guy, but like last week he just kind of fell victim to a really poor restart, which again, then it's so hard to pass in this car. Like, wouldn't you say that Byron has been an elite front runner this year? Well, when he
Yeah.
gets back in traffic, it's just hard as for anybody.
You would
He's no
say the
different than
same.
anybody else.
Right. You would say the same for Tyler Reddick. Both those guys are like top 3 in the intermediate package this year, top 3 or 4, wherever you put Larson and Blaney in that. But like, it doesn't necessarily matter. It's the reason why Reddick's one of the fastest guys every week on these high speed intermediates. And he can't cash a ticket. He can't get a win because it just matters like who's out there late.
Right. Well, and like not to go back to Texas, but remember when Reddick had looked like he had the fastest car on the track.
So did
We bet him
Byron.
live.
So did Byron at one point.
Right. And then Reddick just somehow never carried that same speed again in the entire race. It was just he shows flashes.
But how do you square this though? Because obviously you and I listen to all the NASCAR podcasts when we can. So Denny goes out and says Kyle Larson was not even remotely the fastest guy on the track at Texas. He's like, there were cars like Bowman, like Buescher, like Logano, like Blaney that were running way faster than their actual track position. And Larson never really jumped out to a gigantic lead on everybody. Then you listen to Door Bumper Clear, and they're like, at one point, Larson was running a half second faster than the field. And then you look at all the data that you and I look at, and they're like, yeah, Larson was the fastest guy on the track. But like, I don't think Denny's lying. I don't know how to square that.
I looked at, so I mean, just pulling the speed rate or the speed rank at Texas. I mean, Larson was number 1.
Yeah, he was number 1 at Vegas too. But like, listen,
I don't know what Denny was. I don't know what data Denny was looking at.
Did we lose you, Meyer? I think we lost Meyer, or I have no internet right now. Can you guys hear me? Oh boy, I see him out of the seat. We might have a situation. We have a situation, bro? Are you good over there? You're on mute. Goddamn dog. I think the dog might have knocked the wire out, boys.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Right, yeah, dog knocked. She unplugged the computer. So,
that dog can do no wrong in my eyes, bro.
They got neighbor kids running up and down the street. So, anyways, I don't even know what I was saying now.
We were talking about Larson being Denny saying Larson wasn't that fast.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd have to go back and like rewatch that race, but I wouldn't say he was slow.
I wouldn't say it was slow either. I just thought that was an interesting note because all the data that I saw, couple podcasts that I listened to, I mean, yeah, he looked very good. But like after Denny after his motor blew up, I think he was on the box and he was right there looking at all the data, and like he went out of his way to say that he was not that fast. Oh, Brian, what's up, man? Brian Twining in the chat. You guys could check out his podcast every week. Angle of Pursuit, solid. I listen to it. You're welcome to come and hang out with us one night, man, whenever you want to chop it up. He said Larson hasn't been his dominant self on 1.5s this year. Blaney Reddick faster, in my opinion. I definitely think Blaney is faster. I don't know if Reddick is fast. Like, I think they're the three best. Those three guys and Byron are the four best in the package.
Yeah, I don't even know how much
But
it matters
here's the
anymore
thing,
because you have to be out in front.
Yeah, like he was the fastest guy. I said this on the Odd Chopper video. Fastest guy at Vegas, fastest guy at Texas. He didn't finish in the top 3 in either. Why? If you're not out front, you're fucking dead. Like that's just what it is. You're dead.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah, we've just seen it repeatedly.
all right, let's go through the outright market, then we'll hit the props. I'm going to pull up FanDuel. Kyle Larson, 4-1, your odds on favorite. Like I said, he's the decision you have to make every week. Do you want to bet him and basically only him? Because it doesn't really give you a lot of room to make any kind of adjustments when you're betting the in-race market. Or do you want to try to beat him and use him as a hedge on the outright market during the race if you can? That is what you're forced to decide every single week of the year with this kid. You either try to get the number up in a parlay so you have some wiggle room, or you back him alone, or you fade him. Because he could win every fucking week. I mean, outside of maybe a couple road courses or a super speedway, where can he win? So, I mean, but here's the thing. I think you have to have him this week. Gun to my head, I think he wins the race. So I'm going to be on him. I'm going to try to get a nice number on a parlay on him. I've bet 2 other guys already. But I mean, I just don't see how you could not be on him. He's probably going to be on the pole or row 1, and he's probably going to be up there all day long. So I'll be on him trying to get a price. Where are you at on Larson Meyer?
Yeah, it's a boring pick, but yeah, I think I would take him as the overall favorite, and I agree. I think you got to be on him.
Yeah, I'm with you for sure.
I mean, you might be able to wait to see how P and Q goes, because I can't imagine the number gets too much worse than it already is. Maybe it goes to 3-1 instead of 375.
I mean,
4-1.
You and I both bet him to be on the pole at a good number. If he gets the pole, I think he's definitely not going to be 4-1.
Yeah, but I mean, what's it go to 3? I mean, at least you have some buffer to see where he's going to start and how his car ran in practice, right?
3, yeah. I mean, yes, but like I think you could bet him, assuming he's going to have a great qualifying position, and assuming he's going to probably look decent in practice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it. We've seen him not put it in the top 4 rows, and the number still goes down.
Brian said, I played Larson Piastri Italian GP parlay plus 1150. That's not bad. I mean, Piastri's a fucking beast. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
you gotta
think
wait till next week.
Oh, the race is next week. Oh, I don't care about that. I mean,
Well,
all
I'm
I
just
care
saying.
about- Yeah, I mean, I have no problem waiting a week if I think it's worth it because it's a winner. So I get that, Bri. Yeah, we're both going to be on Larson in some type of way. After him, Ryan Blaney, 6.5 to 1 right now at FanDuel. I mean, what is there? You guys know with the deal. Like, I'm on him every fucking week. I'm already on him this week. He's the best car on the track every week, every single week. Will I be on him? I will. Where are you at on Blaney, Mar?
I just hate to keep throwing this money into the Ryan Blaney bucket, but I
Yeah,
mean, like you said,
you're
he's the
not going
only
to be there
guy.
at this point. You're not going to be there when that ticket cashes
Maybe we break even by the time we do
on the
cash the
first.
ticket
Yeah,
on the guy.
on the first win. Yeah, on the first win, we'll probably break even. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I guess my deal with him is I just want him to finish. I want it to matter, right? Because we've seen it. In this package. It doesn't matter. He doesn't need to be the front runner. He can go out and pass cars. He
It
has the
also
car to
doesn't
do that.
matter. It also doesn't matter what he's done at the track previously. He is a lightning bolt.
Yeah, it's just sometimes it's at some point it's going to all come together for him.
Yeah, I mean, once again, on the front row with 11 to go, we should have cashed. We should have made a ton of money. I still don't know how we didn't win that race, man. Like, here's the thing. My one complaint about him this year, he's got the best long run speed on the circuit by a country mile. There is nobody within multiple zip codes of Ryan Blaney on the long run in 2025. Not even Kyle Larson, in my opinion. But it does take his car a little bit of time to get going, which kind of leaves him vulnerable for like these late race restarts, which is probably my only gripe with him this year. But overall, bro, he's just the fastest guy on the fucking track every week. And like, how has he been at Kansas? Not bad. I mean, in the fall last year, he finished fourth. In May, he finished just outside the top 10 last year. I mean, like, he's so much faster than he was last year. And like in the fall race last year, he finished stage 1 and 3rd, finished stage 2 and 3rd. He goes out, I think, one of the last 4 cars to qualify. If that kid can get his shit together in qualifying and puts up a lap, he's going to be real hard to fucking beat on Sunday, man. I'm telling you. So yeah, I'll give me all the Ryan Blaney. I'm on Blaney. You're going to be on Blaney too. Like, I don't know if you're on him yet, but you will be.
Well, no, I've been waiting to get back in the States and have my full array of options. So no, I don't have any outrights yet. But
You will though.
yeah, yes.
All right. After Blaney, Denny Hamlin. See, there are 2 people this week, Adam, that I don't know what to do with because they could just shit right in my apple pie. Those 2 people, Denny Hamlin, I guarantee you could name the other one.
Chris Bell.
Correct. My guy, when you learn,
But
you
would you
learn.
but would you put Denny ahead of Reddick here?
I don't know. I don't know because like the one thing that I will say about him, we know he's a top 5 car in terms of speed the last 3.5 years overall on high speed intermediates. But this year he is undeniably off. Like, iFantasy had him outside the top 19 in speed this year at both Vegas and Texas. 2 best comps we got so far. Win the race has Denny lower in adjusted speed than at any point over the last 3.5 years. He just seems slower than normal right now, but he's won 4 times at Kansas. Toyota's been phenomenal here. Would it surprise me if Denny shows up and just gets on the field? It would not, but it gives me a little pause because he's just not as fast in the intermediate package this year as he was last year. Like, Denny and Bell, to me, are the 2 guys this week that can absolutely put your betting card in the fucking ground. If like you have to fear them if you're not on them this week. My gut says it's probably to have a better. It's probably better to have a Denny ticket than a Bell ticket because Bell hasn't looked great either. But yeah,
Belt
like
adjusted speed is worse than Denny's.
I know, which is crazy. Like those are my two big wild cards this week. I don't know what I'm going to do with Denny yet. Not sure if I will have a ticket. I'm still thinking about it. But I mean, if you're not on him, you're going to fear him this week.
Yeah, and don't you think
and
with the
Brian,
tire wear at Kansas, it just lends itself to Denny?
it does. It does. And then like Brian said, Denny's early qualifying spot is rough. Yeah, I just like I'm not sure what to make of Denny and Bell this week because Bell also has not looked good anywhere near as good as he did in the intermediate package this year. Both of them guys are they just don't have it like they've had it the last few years. But could they
I
both?
think JGR's speed is down.
It is. But here's the thing. Now, all right, first, before I go to Bell, what are your thoughts on Denny?
I mean, I'm not going to say much more than what you just said. I think that Denny's the lead at just running in the top 10 and the top 5. I just don't know if he'd have to get out front and just run in clean air. I don't see him passing anybody. So maybe it's his opportunity if they get super long runs and the tires start to wear. But I don't. I'm not in a hurry to bet on Denny Hamlin right now. Not in the outright market.
I think Denny's finished in the top 5. Something like 6 out of the last 7 or something like that. No worse than a 5th place finish in 6 of the last 7 at Kansas. That is fucking insane.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, just Toyota. We talked about it earlier. Toyota just it was their playground for quite a while.
Okay.
They just couldn't do
Now,
anything wrong.
now Chris Bell. We're both down on Chris Bell. Both of us. We're like, what the fuck is going on with this kid? For my money, him and Ryan Blaney are the 2 best guys in the sport behind Kyle Larson. Okay. But what if I told you that Bell is faster at Vegas and Texas this year than he was in 2024? If I told you that, what would that mean for him having basically top 5 speed at Kansas last year and then being the fastest guy on the track at Charlotte last year? Like, that's the one thing I don't know how to square. Like, when you look at his speed rank, he is faster technically at Vegas and Texas this year, at Vegas 1 and Texas 1, than he was last year. So, like, how do you square that?
Well,
He
I mean,
like
just looking at it, he was ranked 16th at both of those this year. Is that faster than he was last year?
yes. I think it was like 21 and 18th. So like technically it's a little faster.
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't really move the needle. I mean, I'm just looking at his adjusted speed in this package this year, just fully just focused on this year. I don't think that JGR's had the speed.
Well, I mean, look no further than qualifying. He hasn't even qualified in the top 10 on a high speed intermediate this year, which is absurd considering the kid's been on the pole at Kansas 4 of the last 6 races. That is fucking absurd.
Yeah.
Austin says, I love Denny this week. He's my number 1. Yeah, like my gut says if I was going to back one of the 2, I would back Denny before I would back Bell. I just don't like what I've seen from Bell this year. Like, I guess outside of the short track package.
But wouldn't you agree that you'd rank both of those guys behind Reddick?
Yeah. Oh, in the package, in terms of just pure speed, no doubt. No doubt. Yes.
Yeah,
But
because isn't Denny
that
go ahead.
crazy speed for Tyler Reddick hasn't really got him many places this year, though, Meyer. Like,
I agree, but like Brian said earlier, he's like that Reddick was the fastest on the old tires last week. Like if that carries over again this week, I mean, Reddick had the most fastest laps last week too. I mean, he had speed.
Yeah, I mean he has speed in on every high speed intermediate. He's top 3. I think actually I went back and looked. I think that there were only either one race or 2 races from the start of last year where he wasn't in the top 4 in speed on every single intermediate this uh since the start of 2024. I mean, that's insane. He's won here before. Both 2311 cars have won here before. I think 2311, it's safe to say, is carrying more speed this year than last year, solely because Bubba fell off a cliff last year. Like Reddick kept the speed from 2022 and 2023, but Bubba didn't. He was god awful last year, but he's back in a big way. And, Reddick is just a consistent top 4 guy in the package. But there is something to be said for, you know, 7 straight top 5s or whatever the fuck Denny Hamlin has. 4
6.
wins here. Like 4 wins here in on the Cup Series. Like he's just very good here. So yes, would I put Reddick ahead of Denny in terms of speed? I would. Do I think Reddick can win the race? I do. Am I going to have a Reddick ticket? I'm not sure. Right now, I'm leaning no. But I'm not sure. But I don't think Denny will be that far behind him this week. My gut says he probably won't be that far behind him.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't it feel like the track that JGR could just show up at too? I mean, we're just talking about how slow they are. Like that's the thing. Like I don't in the outright market, it's so hard for me to just place my flag with 2 or 3 guys because like there's so many cars that could win this race. It feels like right now.
Yep.
Like I was just trying, okay, well maybe you just take a couple of the teams and just not worry about individuals. And then you start to think, well, what about Penske? What about 23XI, JGR, HMS? All those teams could have a race winning driver.
Like if you were going to rate the teams this week, right? I assume we both rate HMS number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Penske 2311 are right there for number 2. I think you could put them in either way. And then if JGR actually shows up with speed, then you could put Denny and Bell as part of that JGR team right there with Penske in 2311. I think I've bet 2 guys so far in this race. One, because I thought there was value. I thought the number was wrong. I thought it should be 10-1. And the other because I think he's the best car on the track week in and week out. And he's not the favorite. Those are the only 2 guys I've bet so far. And I'm going to bet Kyle Larson because I want a decent ticket. Like my goal is to try to get him at like 15-1 is my goal. But yeah, I just don't know what to make of Denny and Bell. And obviously Reddick can win the race, but like he's had top 4 speed consistently, but I'm not sure. I'm not even sure how many top 3s he's had in the intermediate package this year. I'd have to go back and look.
Who's that?
Reddick.
Reddick has 0.
Yeah. So I mean, like all these fucking guys are incredibly fast. None of them get there. So, I'm not running to the window to bet these short prices, except Ryan Blaney, because he's the best fucking car every week. And I'll go down with that ship every week.
The thing that scares me is that we're not like so. P and Q is at 4:30, and it's like if you want to start tying things to UFC, probably can't wait on P and Q. Because my plan was to try to maybe just wait it out and see how these cars look in practice.
Right.
But I don't know if all the books will be back. I mean, they'll be back for the main card for sure, but
All right. Will Byron 8-1. I mean, I don't know if Byron is number 2 or if Bowman is number 2 right now at HMS. I think they've never been closer than they are right now in the intermediate package, which is pretty crazy to say. But I mean, there have, like, again, for Will Byron, there have only been 2 high-speed intermediate races since the start of 2024 at Vegas, Texas, Kansas, and Charlotte, where he was not in the top 4 in speed. What else is there to say, man? I mean, yes, of course he can win the race. He's phenomenal. He's top 5 car every week, but you know, hasn't won that many races this year.
Well, he's number 1 in adjusted speed, but again, how much is that is when he led 240 laps and couldn't get the race win?
Right,
I mean, you fall back to 3rd and you can't pass anybody. So
right.
Byron's good. He's good at 2 things, right? I think he's elite at running out front, and I think he's good at picking up the pieces late in these races as well.
Yes, yeah. No, quite frankly, him and Chris Bell have to be the 2 best at picking up the pieces. They'll sit there in
Logano's up there
3rd.
too.
Yeah, yeah, but Logano kind of forces it. Like, Byron will just sit back in 3rd and watch it happen. Joey will sit in 3rd and cause it. That's a big difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah. One guy will go out and take the win.
Right. Right. So I mean, yeah, of course Byron could win this race. Is 8-1 a fair price? Yeah. I mean, if Kyle Larson is 4-1, how is 8-1 not a fair price on Byron? Yeah, I think that's a fair price. Am I going to be on him? Probably not. Probably not. I'll probably bet him live. Like, where are you at on Byron? Are you running to the window to bet Byron? Because
I mean,
considering
it
that
feels
he's like,
crazy to say no, but
he's like one of 12 guys that could win the
right,
race.
you can't bet everybody.
Right.
As much as we would like to, and you just can't. I think you got to plant your flag. And I just know I'm going to have a Larson ticket.
Yep, I'm with you.
So, yeah, like Byron goes out, what is it? 6 cars before Larson?
Yeah, I think he's going to qualify well. I think he's going to be up. He's going to probably qualify in the top 5. And
Yeah, you're going to sweat it out too, because if he puts it in the front row, he could go out and lead the first stage, no problem.
but he can also sit in 4th and never get the lead back ever again in his whole life and run around in the top 8 all day. We've also seen that. This guy.
Yeah, you can't bet everybody, right? And it's like there's this bucket of Blaney, Reddick, Byron, Denny. I don't know what to do with that group.
Say that again. Who are they?
Well, I know I know you're already on Blaney, but Blaney, Reddick, Byron, Denny. They're just making you choose.
Well, but like, how do you not? You have to bet the fastest guy on the track every
Yeah,
week.
yes, I agree with you. I'm saying I know you already bet Blaney, but I'm just saying they're putting those guys in a bucket and making you choose. They're all priced
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. I think there's some dark horse guys that could win this race at longer shots too. That wouldn't surprise me one bit.
I completely agree with that. We talked about Chris Bell, Elliott 16-1. Like, he did have speed last year at both Texas and Kansas, but for some reason we just aren't seeing the speed this year. Like, he's finished in the top 11 5 straight next gen races at Kansas, which, don't get me wrong, it is impressive. Like, I don't know. He just does not. He's not as fast as other people that can win the race in the intermediate package. Here's what Chase Elliott has going for him this week. He's going to qualify late. Probably going to qualify in the top 10. A clean day on pit road. No crazy cautions where the field doesn't flip. He could easily top 5 or top 10 this race. Easily. Do I think he could win the race? But for him being on the front row with 2 laps to go in the final restart? Probably not. Do I think he could top 5 this race? Yeah. Do I think he could top 10 this race? Definitely. Am I running to the window to bet him at 16-1? I am not. Not with the speed I've seen in the package. Where are you at on Elliott?
I won't have a ticket on Chase. His speed's just not there. I think you can make the argument he's the worst of the 400 cars
Agreed.
in this package.
Yep.
He would not be the 100 guy that I would be on this week.
Yep. Agree. Totally agree. Elliott has been hot garbage in this package in 2025 fade. Yeah. I don't disagree, but if you can't pass people and you have a great qualifying position, we've seen that could easily get you into the top 10. So I don't disagree with you. It would not shock me if he top 10s this race. It wouldn't even shock me if he top 5s. All right. Joey Logano fucked us last week. I think Wormy was on Logano in the outright market. I thought I heard him say that. If he said that, congratulations, great call. I have not been on Joey Logano much at all this year. I do feel like he's in play this week. I think he has underrated speed in the intermediate package right now. I think all these Penske cars are fucking way faster than the market thinks they actually are, including Austin Cindric. I think Logano is going to qualify incredibly well. All 3 Penske cars we know, they always look good in practice. 2 out of the 3 always qualify well when they have speed, maybe with the exception of Blaney. Logano's going to be in the fucking top 10 every minute of the day, in my opinion, on Sunday. Again, if you listen to Denny's podcast, he said that there were 4 cars after he blew up, after he watched the race and looked at the data that were undeniably fast everywhere they were on the racetrack. Logano, Bowman, Buescher, and Blaney. NASCAR Insight said Blaney, second best guy behind Byron on this tire code this year. I just don't see how he's not in the fucking mix, considering where he's qualifying all day long. 20-1 value in that number. I bet it. So I know Ford has not won here yet. I think he is super live this week. Fully knowing Larson could go out and just shit on the field. But I like Joey this week, man. He's got way more speed in this package than I thought he would have. And I think, considering where he's qualifying, considering where I think he will be on the grid, 20-1 is some of the best value on the board, in my opinion, for Logano. Where are you at on Logano this week, Meyer?
Well, with being out of the country, I didn't dive too far into Joey. I'll obviously trust your read there. I just hate Joey. That's just it. I
Yeah.
kind of want to see. Practice and qualifying before I bet him. But at 20-1, you're right. With where he's qualifying, and I'd have to see how many quality passes were in there in that race. I don't remember him
Brian said Logano's going to grab the pole tomorrow. Brian, I'm on him at 10-1. Let's go. I would die for that, Brian. Please be right. Please fucking be right, Brian.
It can't be Larson.
I'll take Larson, Meyer, but that Logano price is twice the price, my guy. All right, guys.
Yeah, I won't. I don't have a ticket on Logano, but I get what you're saying. And he's the one that will try any sort of strategy. And during the fuel race, we obviously know how they've been. And Ford has speed. So, it checks all the boxes, especially at 20-1.
Yeah, right.
I think his adjusted speed a little bit is what scares me, considering that he's the worst so far in the Penske car.
But here's the thing: 6th fastest guy at Vegas, 8th fastest guy at Texas. You can't pass. He's just gonna be driving around the top unless that field flips. He's if he gets the pole, What is going to stop him from driving around in the top 5 all fucking day long? Like, we're just not seeing these Penske cars drop through the field like a stone, like we saw last year. They are there all day long unless something happens. Cindric would have drove around in 3rd place every fucking lap of that race last week had it not be for him, whatever happened, whether it was on pit road or he got caught up in a fuel cycle. Like, if you take care of your shit, you're going to protect that running position all day long. And I think Logano and his team are just way too savvy, man. Like, he's going to be up there all fucking day. It would not shock me in the least if he went back to back.
It shocked me a little bit, but he definitely has a shot at winning, especially with where he's qualifying, right? And like I said, you just can't pass in this car. And who is harder to pass than Joey or Ross?
After Joey Logano, Ross Chastain, 20-1. I'd rather be dead. I'd rather be dead than bet a Trackhouse car right now. I don't care what their results say. They are slower than dog shit. So pass. Where are you at on Ross?
Yeah, I can't. I think he's one of the most overperforming drivers considering his car speed. So, yeah, outright market, no shot. No shot.
No shot. When you look at the 4th row of odds on FanDuel, Alex Bowman, Bubba Wallace, Chris Buescher. Here's the thing, boys. All 3 of these guys could win the race. All 3. If Bowman was qualifying in the last 5, I would have had a Bowman ticket to win. The fact that he's going out early is the only thing that stopped me from betting Alex Bowman to win. Meyer and I are both on him to be top Chevy at a great price. Where are you at? 22-1 is fair, man. Like 16-1 on Bubba. That's getting a little short. But I think anything above 20-1 on Bowman and Bubba is good. Anything above 25-1 on Buescher is fine. Where are you at on Bowman though? I know that like we were talking about him like most fastest laps maybe, or the fastest lap in the race. But like what scared us off was where he's qualifying. But man, if he gets up there, why can't he win? He right now, after the big 4 in this intermediate package, I would probably put Alex Bowman number 5 as one of the best in this package. Where are you at on Bowman?
So Bowman just jumps out off the page. So over at Win the Race, they have this new article about speed read, and Alex Bowman's hold on, let me see what this is. So his adjusted speed is between the 80 and 90 percentage, right? But his average finishing position is garbage. It's between 20 and 25. So I mean, he has race winning speed. He just never holds on to it. Just like what we saw at Homestead, where he just let Larson run him down. Now, I don't think he was faster than Larson at the end of that race, but that car is fast. Like, I am interested, probably not so much in the outright market, but maybe top 10, top 5, like we said, top Chevy.
Yeah, we'll get to the
see him complete that race.
Yep. I've already bet him in a couple props. You have. But in terms of the outright market, I just think he might be starting a little too far back this week, don't you think? Like, what do you think his upside is in qualifying? Maybe top 20 going out that early?
No, I think he's got a good shot to still put it in the first 5 rows, first 4 rows. I mean, the car's fast.
Isn't he going out like 4th?
Let me see.
He's going out 8th.
No.
That's early, bro. That's early. Like when you hear Denny talk, he's like, the track's not even remotely coming in until you get like 20 guys in the qualifying. I don't know if he can qualify that high. That's the only thing I worry about.
Yeah, I don't know. I still think he qualifies well. I don't know if it's
if you told me he qualifies if you told me he qualified in the top 10, I might take a shot at 22 to 1. I'm just not sure he does.
Yeah. I don't know. I want him to qualify well. I want to see what he does when he gets up front, but he might have to flip the stages, do something to get up there. But
we both like
yeah, I don't
Bowman.
know how to square that up because, like I said, I think he's put it on the pole twice this year in this package, right? He did it at Bristol and he did it. Where
Well,
was the other one?
Bristol's a short track package, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but they use the
they
intermediate
run the
package.
intermediate. Right.
No clue why, but that car has speed.
Yeah, I don't disagree. We would have bet him. I mean, if he was going out late, we would have definitely had a pole bet on him. But I mean,
Yeah, and Ryan said it perfectly. I mean, they've HMS Motors have been 4 for 4 the last 4, or in the intermediate package of holes.
yeah, when you include Spire for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so we talked about Bowman, Bubba, 16 to 1. You would have to shop. You might be able to find a 20 out there. I'm not sure. But listen, man, the bottom line is this kid is way faster this year, like he was in 2022 and 2023, than he was in 2024. And when you look at what he did here in the fall of 2022, he won. When you look at what he did in the spring of 2023, he finished 4th. He's very good here if he's got the whip. If they give him a whip, he could be a contender for sure. But I'm not going to lie, 16 to 1 is a little short. I would need a 2. I think I would need 20. Unless I saw him really coming live at a shorter price, but still a decent one. I can't bet him pre-race. Not at 16 to 1. I assume you're basically there too.
Yeah, I would like at 25 or 22 to 25. I think that's the range where I'd like to be on Bubba. That car's fast and he has improved. I don't know if I can say a whole lot of people have improved in the last 2 years more than Bubba. I mean, that car is legit.
Go back to listen to Coop and I talking about Bubba Wallace 4.5 years ago. Holy Christ. We were dogging the shit. We were dogging the shit of that kid. We were like, he can't do a fucking thing on any track other than a super speedway. He's a dead dog. Get him off the fucking track.
He was 100 to 1 to be his top manufacturer with 6 cars out there.
Yeah, I mean, he's gotten so much better. So much better. Even managing tires. Like, he's just so much better than he was 4 years ago. Not even close. But I agree with you. That 22 to 1 range is probably where I would feel comfortable. So I'm with you. Chris Buescher, 25 to 1. I saw some guys. I think the Angle of Pursuit guys got him at a better price, like somewhere like around 40 at open. That was a great number. Still don't mind him at 25. He was one of the best guys on the track last week. My problem is he's incredibly inconsistent. Like, peak Chris Buescher is what he did in the second half of 2024. Just like how good Keselowski was in the second half of 2024. Now, Brad happens to be the worst guy on the track now. Don't know what happened to him. Buescher, disappointing. Still underperforming to what I thought he would be coming off the second half of 2024. Ryan Preece has surprised, been phenomenal in a lot of spots where I didn't think he would be phenomenal. Like, I do think Chris Buescher could show up and make some noise. Not sure if he could win, but I do think he can make noise. But there is something to be said for this guy just falling off a cliff in terms of speed. 1 week he has it, 1 week he doesn't have it. You know, like, you and I have made a Chris Buescher bet this week, which we'll talk about a little later on. I don't know if he could win the race. Where are you at in terms of him winning the race?
I think we'd have to see some chaos. I don't think he's going to be the guy that goes out and front runs at any point in time. But I mean, with that said, if anybody gets on clean air, it could literally be anybody. The car's had speed, like you said, at times, and then other times it looks lost. If we look at his adjusted speed rank, I mean, he's right behind Joey. And we talked about it's crazy how all these RFK cars have speed, but Brad Keselowski.
Yeah.
So do I like him to win the race? No, not really. Not at this new price. I mean, if you were like Brian and you grabbed 45-1 offshore, I mean that was a
Yeah,
good number.
that was a good number.
But at the I don't know, with the cars in the field in this racetrack, I am not running to the window to bet him to win the race.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I would rather bet him at 16-1 live when you and I knew he had it than bet him at 25-1 right now. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. I just think
Right.
there's an elite tier of drivers in this race, and somebody else has to prove it to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That's kind of where I'm at too. Josh Berry 30-1. I mean, Josh Berry's been a top 10 car in this package. No doubt about it. Like, I don't know. The fact that that we didn't cash our group bet last week, and I mean, like, he could have easily cashed the top Ford last week. Like 30-1, considering how much speed that Wood Brothers 21 has right now. Yeah, I mean, I get it if you bet him at 30. I get it. I'm not going to bet him. I'd rather bet him at 18 during the race when I knew he had it. But do I think he's a contender that can win this race long shot? Yeah, for sure. Where are you at?
Yeah, I mean that car is just night and day different. I mean, I don't know what Harrison Burton was doing to that car, but that car is legit and it has speed. I don't like that he's going to go out and qualify sixth. Like the same thing with Bowman, right?
Mhm.
Going out super early, got to see what he's gonna bring. But like with him being 30-1, I mean, you can definitely sit and wait to see if he truly has it.
Yeah, he's another early Group 1 guy. Also Group 1 in that 30-1 range, Cindric, who's had, again, a ton of speed in the package, but he's going out in that top half. I just don't like. I look at all. I know that Austin Cindric has wins, but I still don't look at him like that far off like Ty Gibbs. Like, how many wins does Austin Cindric have on the cup level that aren't super speedway wins? I would have to go look that up. I know we hit him last year at 60-1. Thank you. I'll take the 30K. But like, I don't know. I think he could be fast. I just can't trust him. I still don't trust him to get it done. I don't care if he won for us at 60-1. I don't care if he won at Talladega this year. I just don't trust him. Where are you at on Cindric?
Yeah, Cindric's going to be a pass for me. I think when we land in this group, it's just not. I would rather see how their cars look in practice rather than bet any of this group of people right now. I said, like you were saying earlier, these Penske kids, they have speed, all of them. But you definitely rank them below Blaney and Logano this week. I think he's going to bring the third worst Penske car to this race, and if he's got it live, we're going to adjust. I don't even know if I'd bet him in stage one. I think you got to wait these out.
Yeah, yeah. I
When
mean,
do you know when he goes off?
yeah, early 18th.
Yeah, right before Group 2. Yeah, no real interest in betting him right now.
The other big thing with him is like we've seen him run around in the top 4 for the first half of the race. I mean, like he gets shuffled back one time. He has not shown the ability to be able to drive back up to the front.
Right.
You know? After Cindric, KB, Gibbs, Briscoe, Keselowski in that 30-40-1 range. I'll add Hocevar in there too in that 30-40-1 range. KB, he's my favorite guy in the history of the sport. He'll always be my number one. I don't trust him. Gibbs, get out of my face. I don't care how much speed people think he has. How about we get 2 top 3 finishes? And then maybe I'll think about betting him to win the race. Briscoe, I can't trust him. He's not performing with that car the way that Marty did. So, no. Keselowski, joke. Hocevar, I mean, he could have speed, no doubt, considering what he's done in the package. The problem is he's going off early, like right before Cindric. He's probably going to qualify in the top 15. I would have to see him do something. I'd rather bet him at 20-1 when he was up there and I knew he had it than bet him at 40-1 now. That's where
Yeah,
I'm
but
at.
the thing about Carson is he's just too aggressive. He makes too many unnecessary moves in the race. That is just, it doesn't matter if there's 5 to go. You don't feel comfortable that he's even going to finish the race.
Yeah, I agree. Outside, like after you get past that 40-1 range, you have
So there's one guy we didn't talk about a little bit earlier. What do you think of Chase Briscoe, the other JGR guy?
We talked. I just mentioned him.
Oh,
Like what I just said. He's been disappointing. He's not getting the results anywhere near what Marty's getting. I would rather bet him in that 18 to 20-1 range live when I knew he had it than bet him at 35-1 and just burn $1,000 for no reason. Like, don't you agree? Like, wouldn't you bet him at 18-1 when you knew he had it than taking a flyer at 35?
yeah. I mean, looking at Ryan's sheet, he has his true performance is way off the charts compared to his adjusted speed. So, I mean, that guy is completely overachieving for the car that they are giving him. So, with all those other cars, just not somebody I think I want to bet. But it's just like with it being a JGR car, I just wonder if they actually show up. There's just you rank him obviously the worst of all the other JGR guys by a pretty wide margin.
JGR guys, that would be who? Denny, Bell.
Bell, him, and Gibbs.
I mean,
You put him above or below Gibbs?
doesn't matter. I mean, like, I think the only 2 JGR cars that would even matter this week are Denny and Bell. Wouldn't you agree?
I think Gibbs is interesting in the props market, but yeah, in terms of an outright, yes.
Yeah. After that, is there anybody worth talking about to you? Priest 60, McDowell 80, Jones 100.
I mean, Priest is interesting, like more in the props market than the outright market. I mean, his speed isn't really all that far off from Busher. In like we said with the RFK cars, he's definitely faster than Brad, but not sure how he'll do here. 50-1 is 50-1. You think he has a good car? What do you think his shots are top 10ing? Like, what would you put it at?
Priest?
Yeah.
So I think he could top 10 here. Fourteenth fastest at Vegas. 7th fastest at Texas. 12th fastest at Darlington. Top 15 at Homestead. Could he? I mean, yeah, he could top 10. Yeah. For sure.
He just seems like he could be one of those guys that's a sneaks into the top 10 kind of guy.
Yeah. That wouldn't shock me. All right. So to wrap a bow on the outright market, here's where I'm at right now. I've already bet Blaney. I've already bet Logano. I'm going to get a Larson ticket in that 15 to 20 to 1 range this weekend. And my gut says I'm gonna bet Denny Hamlin.
Oh boy.
I know, Meyer. I know. I know. What, like, bro, when you look at how fast he's been, top 5 at Phoenix, top 7 at Homestead, fastest guy on the track at Martinsville, top 4 at Darlington, second fastest guy at Bristol. The 2 places he's been outside the top 19 in speed are Vegas and Texas this year, which is not a good fucking sign for Kansas. But my gut says he's gonna bring a monster. My gut says he's gonna be in the fucking mix, man. But like,
Yeah, it's tire wear. It's a tire wear Kansas race. I mean, Denny's always going to be there unless his engine blows up like last week.
so I'm on Logano and Blaney. I'm definitely gonna have a decent Larson ticket by the end of the weekend, and I might bet Denny Hamlin. I have to think about it. Obviously, if I bet anybody else, I'll let the subs know. But that's where I'm at. Where are you at in the outright market right now, Mar?
No bets yet, but I'll have a Larson ticket, a Blaney ticket, and I think if I'm going to add a third, it's going to be Reddick.
Yeah, I get it. Top 3 in speed at Vegas and Texas. I get that for sure. Not sure what I'm going to do on Reddick.
Reddick's just he's fast, man. I think if he gets out, he's got a really good shot at doing the whole fastest laps, most fastest laps.
Did you bet any of those this week?
No, so I don't have access to DraftKings or anything when I was in Mexico.
None of the prices seemed good enough to bet this week to me.
Yeah, they're significantly cut from the last handful of weeks that they offered them. I think they're finally realizing how much they're getting killed in that market. But I mean, Caesars and ESPN opened up fastest lap this week, which is new.
Brian said Eric Jones is my CLV king this week. Best qualifying spot in some time. Qualified well in Vegas, coming off a race where Legacy wasn't terrible either. Yeah, I don't. I can get down with Eric Jones in the props market. I just don't think there's a fucking prayer in hell he could actually win. All right, guys,
I agree.
give us 2 minutes, and then we will go over all the props. I just got to hit the head real quick. Give me 1 minute, Mar.
Okay.
All right, sorry, bud.
All
All right. I had to pee, Stenberg. Jesus Christ, man. Let me live, you fuck. All right. Top 5 market. What book you want to look at, Mar?
I got them all up. Good
So
fun.
do I, man, but we can't look at them all at the same time.
I'll have Caesars, but I'll have the worst odds.
All right, I'll pull up Bet365. All right, so just to start with the top 3 market, I thought that Logano's number was so skewed this week that I thought about betting the both to hit the top 3 market because it was like him and Bowman was like 60-1. Him and Blaney was like 30. Him and Byron was like 30. I was like, man, if Joey hits the top 3 this week, you might be able to just make a monster. You might be able to hit a monster. But I ended up just betting him to win. But I really don't hate that look. Like, because I think his price is just, he should not be 22-1 at Bet365. He should be more like
So
11.
top 3?
Both to finish in the
Oh,
top.
whoa. I was about to say, what?
No. Both to finish in the top 3. Like, because he was 20-1, using him as an anchor off that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but in terms of like top 3 market by itself, nothing I see. Top 5 market, I stared at Denny Hamlin all week. He was plus 150 at open. You might be able to find like a plus 140 or 30 out there right now. Bet MGM, I mean, Bet 365 is plus 125. The dude is literally a fucking walking top 5 at this track. Like, you're going to give me plus 130. Like, that's not terrible. I don't mind it. Ryan Blaney, you guys know I'm literally in love with the guy this year. I would marry him. I mean, like at even money, I don't hate it. I get it. Reddick at plus 125 to top 5. I get it. Byron, I get it. Just talk about like the favorites though right now before we get to like the value top 5s. In terms of like the favorite top 5s, that even money to plus 175 range, anything that you've pulled the trigger on or like more than the rest?
So I liked the Bowman, the top 5. I would feel more comfortable if he actually had a decent finishing position in his package. I think he
Well,
can top 5.
he's 4-1. We're not the value guys, Meyer. The guys in the even money to plus
Oh, sorry,
175
I'm
range.
going ahead. I'm jumping ahead. Yeah, okay, we'll talk about the top 5s. How about that? Uh, yeah, Reddick. I mean, if you can get like close to even money, I think he finds a way to keep it clean. I can't do anything with Bell and that speed.
I agree.
Um, Reddick probably is the one that jumps out to me the most. Is there anywhere? What's 365 have on his top 5?
Plus 125.
Sure.
Blaney,
Same thing.
even money. Byron, plus 150. Denny, plus 125. Like, if I don't mind Blaney at even. I don't mind Byron at plus 150. I don't mind Reddick at plus 125. To be honest, I don't mind like Larson at minus 170. If you can get that number to even money, I don't mind that either.
That's
Looking
a
at
good number. That plus 150 on Byron's a good number.
yeah,
It's like
but
125 or worse at most books.
I'd be looking at Larson, Blaney, Reddick, and Byron. Those would be the 4. Now, if we're talking about value, Joey Logano at almost 4-1 when he might qualify on the pole, don't mind it. Alex Bowman, like, explain to me how Joey Logano and Alex Bowman are the same price. The top 5 this race, considering where they're qualifying. What? What?
Yeah. They just don't have any faith in Joey.
Yeah, well,
They
they're
think last week was a fluke.
What? He was the 6th fastest guy at Vegas. Like, he didn't come out of nowhere. Look at what Austin Cindric is doing in the intermediate. Austin Cindric, not a 2-time NASCAR champion like fucking Blaney and Logano. Blaney's got 2 now, right?
2
championships or only 1?
I think he's only got 1. He could have went back to back last year.
Well, whatever. They got 3 championships between them, I think. And even Austin Cindric, a guy that should not even be in the Cup Series, is running around in the top 5 all fucking day. Joey Logano should not be almost 4-1 the top 5 this race, man. Write it down. Tell a friend.
Is there anyone you hate more in the Cup Series than Austin Cindric?
Joey Logano. You know how he's a fucking rat. I can't stand him, but I like him this week, man. I like him this week a lot based on where he's qualifying. Chris Buescher, like, again, Chris Buescher just has not shown the speed Joey Logano has shown this year, or Alex Bowman. He's the same price, $375, the top 5. I struggle to see how that's true, man. Like, so I would say Logano and Bowman at around 4-1 are probably my 2 favorite value top 5s. What about you?
Yeah, I would agree. I don't want to bet Joey in the outrights, but I like his top 5, top 10. Like, I can't believe that his top 10 is still like almost even money.
I like books and bettors are weighing previous 3 years in the package too heavily, in my opinion. 2025 is way different. Could not agree more. Just kiss. Could not agree more. So yeah, I mean, I think Joey's going to be a fucking monster on Sunday. If Larson doesn't put the field to bed, which is why I'll have a ticket on him. But anyway, I would say Logano and Bowman are my 2 favorite values in the top 5. And if you're looking at favorites, if you can get Larson down to even money, I think it's an auto bet. I don't mind Blaney, I don't mind Reddick, and I don't mind Byron. What do you think about Bubba at 3-1? I mean, you can make a case for it.
Yeah, for sure. I was looking. Him and Alex Bowman are both plus 350 offshore. I think that 350 on Bubba to top 5 is interesting at the price. If it was like 3-1, 275, I don't think I would take that. But just given how he finishes races, seems to always get caught up in trouble, or have a bad stop, or make a bad corner, something.
I agree. Top 10 market, we've already hit the button on Alex Bowman at plus 130, and I am about to bet Joey Logano right now. Can you beat plus 130, Meyer?
Let's see. Minus 130 at Caesars. Let's see what where is that at?
Bet 365.
Minus 160 at FanDuel.
Click.
Minus 130 at MGM.
Okay, say less.
Minus 165 at DraftKings.
All right, give me a minute, because it's going to take me fucking 3 accounts to get this in.
So while you're doing that, so instead of betting Logano and Denny to both top 5, or did you say top 10?
I bet Bowman at plus 130. I'm in the process of betting Logano at plus 130.
No, your parlay that you were talking about. They were like 30 to 1, 20 to 1,
Oh,
whatever that was.
it was both to finish in the top 3.
So DraftKings will let you do Denny top Toyota, Joey top Ford, and that's 18.25. You don't have to worry about their placement.
Will they let you bet both to finish in the top 5?
Yeah. That number is 550.
What's Logano and Blaney to finish in the top 5?
5 to 1.
Fuck off.
Like, wouldn't you just rather take Logano top Ford and Denny top Toyota at 18.5?
Better call your mother to get that bet in. That number's wrong.
What are you talking about?
Logano top 10.
Oh,
It's fucking 90 cents off the market, dude.
yeah. I mean, even the Oxford got the best number for me outside 365, and it's minus 115.
That's still 50 cents off what I'm getting. Yeah, I don't mean I don't mind the top manufacturer. I mean, like Bubba and Bell could easily roast you for top Toyota.
Yeah, but if you were going to bet on both the top 3 at 20 to 1, wouldn't you feel better at getting top Ford and top Toyota home?
Yeah, I get that.
Say they finish 3rd and 4th, you'd be sick, right?
Right. Later, Bri. Thanks for checking in, man. Anybody else in the top 10 market besides Logano and Bowman that you like?
Yeah, Bubba at even money is interesting, I think.
Where's that at? Even?
Yeah, ESPN has it, Offshore has it.
Meyer. I mean, come on.
Hey, there's people that are sub to your channel that are offshore people.
Yeah, but I need you to think about my needs first.
Well, I'm shopping other books. Just calm down. Give me a second here. What does FanDuel have?
I'm seeing minus 125, minus 135.
FanDuel lets you get down at minus 185.
What is he?
Minus 185?
Oh, I can get even money. I can get even money at BR. And I got a freshie.
Yeah, I think Bubba top 10 is interesting.
Did you bet that?
Doing it now.
Are you doing that now?
Yeah.
This fucking kid. I should have to log into the freshie. Hang on, I gotta change my Wi-Fi.
The hoops they make you jump through. Anybody in the chat, put your favorite bet in for this week. Put it in the chat. Anything that we haven't discussed, or anything you want us to discuss in the props market, really. Well, Keg VPNs into South Africa to make this bet. Good bet, Jeff. Good value. Good value. One of those times you're going to hit, Jeff. This will be the week.
All right. I'm in. I throw that in the chat.
We'll get to head-to-heads here in a minute, Matt.
What do you think about Berrymeyer? What's his top 10?
Minus 120, minus 135, minus 120.
I wouldn't lay it for him, no doubt.
Plus 110 at DK.
I mean, that's not bad.
Plus 130 ESPN.
Where's he?
Check BR 365. He goes out early, really early.
Ooh,
Sixth off.
Sixth. I mean, Bubba goes out 12th. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Bubba Logano and but just so everybody knows, we bet Bubba Logano and Bowman top 10. Any values in the top 10 market? Long shot top, like listen, you guys know me with my value shot top 10s. I should have made 35K last week on my fucking top 10s. Like, I mean, like let's call spade a spade. 30 to 1, 14 to 1, 10 to 1. No top 10s really. Like, can Zane and Todd find the top 10 at 10 to 1? I mean, man, they're in that. They drive around a lot in that 12 to 15 range. Like,
well, what do you think? Like, the only one that really just jumps out to me is Dinger.
7 to 1.
He's been fast.
What has he done in the intermediate package?
His true performance right behind Cindric. His adjusted speed is not all that great. It's right behind Priest and Hocevar, but I mean his true average running position in this package is 13th. I mean, at 7 to 1. I think people were getting down at like 10 to 1 earlier in the week. FanDuel had a bad number.
But like, what was his speed at Vegas and Texas?
7th at Vegas, 23rd at Texas.
Where does he go out qualifying wise?
I'm looking for it. Oh, like 5th. He goes out right before Barry. Early.
Yeah. That's a pass.
I mean, you want somebody who goes out late. What do you think about Recchi? Not fast at all.
Yeah, he's a pass. He hasn't really done much of anything in the intermediate package in terms of speed. He's been a garbage can. I mean, I think Dinger, could he top 10? Like, if he comes with that Vegas speed and not that Texas speed, yeah, I guess. I would have liked him to qualify later than 5th. He's going to be on a green track, literally. But, like, I mean, he's been pretty fucking fast. He was pretty fast at Homestead, too.
He's definitely had speed.
He was fast at Bristol. Come on, man. Christ. Yeah, I guess I get it if you hit the button. I'm a little concerned with where he's going to qualify. Any kind of quiet race could put him in a spot where it's going to be tough. Uh,
I mean, there's not a lot of like value shots. Like they're giving a lot of love or a lot of credit to Jesse Love. I mean, he's got worse top 10 odds than like Gilliland, Zane, guys that have kind of had some speed this year.
yeah. All right. Top Chevy. So we took a value shot on Bowman at 11-1. Would I get involved in the market outside of that? I wouldn't. I mean, I think it's going to be real hard to beat Kyle Larson. Real hard. But I do think if Bowman gets up there, he's one of those guys in the intermediate package that has shown he can hang out in front and he's got some speed. So 11-1 seemed a little crazy, but like value play. Like I'm not running to bet anybody else. You agree?
Totally. Not a market I think there's a lot of value in.
Right. Top forward, we took Busher in that 6-1 range. I don't mind Logano either. I might end up on Logano, to be honest. Also. But I've bet Blaney to win the race, so I think it's one of those three guys. I think it's Blaney, Busher, or Logano. Can't bet Blaney. He's minus 120, minus 110. I'd rather bet him just to win the race. But we've bet Busher, but I might end up on Logano too, to be honest. Where are you at?
Yeah, I really don't mind that Logano, Denny, Ford, Toyota parlay. I mean, you can even get the same number with him and Reddick if you really feel like he can outlast Blaney here. You get 18-1 on him and Denny and him and Reddick.
18-1, you said?
1851 is the exact number.
On
Logano top Ford and Denny top Toyota or Reddick top Toyota. I get the same number.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. But like, boy, if Ryan Blaney comes out and qualifies well, because he's going in like the last four guys too, he could put every Ford in the fucking field to bed. Like
What if you split it? What if you just split a half unit between them
with Logano and Blaney?
Well, no, Logano and Reddick, Logano and Denny. You got one unit, and
so you're basically just fading Blaney.
Yeah, and essentially thinking that Denny and Reddick are your top Toyotas, and Logano somehow stays up there all day, right? I mean, you lay a unit to win 9.
What was the price on Blaney and them? Like 4-1.
Blaney and Reddick gets you 635, so both would be 635. It's because of the skew and Logano at 450 gets you there.
Right. I assume the prices are the same with Logano and Busher, basically.
No, I mean Busher is 550, Logano's 450, so you would get Busher and them get you to 2175.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I worry about Blaney because he's just so good, but I don't
You
mind
do
that.
Larson top Chevy, Blaney top Ford, it gets you to 4-1.
Yeah, I don't mind that either. That's winning manufacturer. I don't really see an edge there. What about stage 1 winner, Mar? Anything stuck out?
I was kind of going through them. Nothing really jumps out just because of it feels like you're just shooting blindly. Do we know? Like I said, I've been in meetings most of this week and out of the country. Do we know if they have to pit? I'm assuming they pit in stage one.
I didn't even look at the stages, but yeah, I would assume they're going to have to come down at stage one. Yeah.
I can't remember. I tried to look into earlier in the week. I tried to look into how many times the pole sitter won stage one. I don't think it was that. I don't think it was that many times.
Connor said, I'd rather just bet any dinger after P and Q. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Even if it goes to 4-1, 3-1,
You think it would go that low?
be qualified in the top 10. Now, I'd be shocked if he qualified in the top 10 going out that early.
Austin said, Austin Dillon going for 4 straight top 10s and has a great qualifying position. Yeah, he could quietly just run around in the top 10 all day. I get that. I get that for sure. Parlays are for idiots. Parlays made me $600K in 2 years, kid. Settle the fuck down. Fucking idiot.
Easy.
So I don't know. Like I don't.
So last year, we'll go September last year. Byron won stage one, started sixth. The May race of last year, Denny won stage one. He started in 14th place. Fall race of 23.
He started 14th and won stage one.
Yeah. So it just had to be a pit stop. So Larson won stage one in 2023, started second. And then the spring race of 2023, Denny won stage one, started eighth. So Denny has 2 stage wins, but the pole winner has never won stage one in the last 4 races at Kansas.
I'll tell you right now. You want to know if I was betting stage one, who I'd bet? Joey Logano at 20-1. 20-1. I mean, like
that's a good number.
These people just think that fucking like that Penske's not going to qualify well. Like, have they been watching the fucking races? 20-1, Meyer? He might be on the pole.
You love this guy. I think you're a Joey fan, to be honest.
You know, you already know I'm not, but there's something to be said for going out second to last, and there is something to be said for the speed that he's shown in the intermediate package. He's a top 7-8 guy in the package. So I hate him, but I'm riding him this week. 18-1 is just crazy. Like when Larson's 240, how are you going to make the guy coming out second to last almost 20-1?
What's Blaney?
5. I think he's going to qualify well this week. I think he's going to be like, oh, yeah? Oh, okay. You guys forgot that I should have won 4 races this year? I think he's going to be in the top 3 rows in qualifying, my gut says. Because it's not like he hasn't qualified well here in the past. He's qualified in the top 5 here in the past, I think. Last year, I believe, in the next gen era. Is that true? Confirm that.
What was the question? Hold on. I was looking at something.
That Blaney qualified in the top 5 at Kansas in the last year. 7th. So he started just outside of row 3, and he's so much faster this year.
He goes out right before Joey.
He goes out 4th to last.
Yeah, he goes out right before Joey.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he does go out right before Joey. So 3rd to last. Yeah. So my gut says he's going to have a pretty good qualifying position.
Those guys were lost in qualifying last week.
The only guy I would, based on this shit, I think the only guy I would bet is Logano. Like, because like you said, like stage one, they have to go down pit road. Denny went from 14th and won stage one. Like, you can't take a shot at 2-1 when you know for a fact that they have to go down pit road. So like Larson's out. I even think that number on Blaney's out. 5-1 ish. Not good enough. I would take a shot on Joey at 20. Like maybe another guy you think is going to qualify well at a price, but I'm not betting favorites for sure.
Yeah, I think it's a good look on Logano. What's his? Hold on, let's go to our trusty friends over at Win the Race and see what their pit crew in this package is, or just this pit crew in general this year.
Friends of the program, wintherace.info. Check them out. We use them.
All right, so Logano, oh boy, low.
Define low.
24th, right
Do they
behind
have-
SVG and Cole Custer.
Do they have last year's ratings up?
I could pull him, I think. Right behind Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney. That tracks.
Yeah, that tracks.
Let's see how he was at Texas, though. I mean, even at Texas, he was not great. Middle of the pack. They were good at Bristol, okay at Darlington, okay at Martinsville. They've trended better over the last 4.
Who are your top guys? Hendrick?
Larson, Bubba, Byron, Denny, Chase.
Larson, Bubba, Byron, Denny, Chase.
That's your top 5. Bell and Reddick are right there, too.
What's Byron to win stage one?
7. 8 at Caesars.
That's not terrible. What about Elliott?
18.
Good pit crew, going to qualify late. He just hasn't been fast in the package. Byron at 8's not bad, though. He could sneak up there and fucking steal stage one. That wouldn't shock me.
Would be a fitting William Byron thing to do.
Yeah.
Do you want to get invested when you don't know? I mean, we could bet them live, or not live, but you could bet them after P&Q. But if Logano's up in the top 10, they probably just cut the number. But they just seem like they're all over the place. You've had an 8th place, 2nd, 16th, or 14th. I mean,
yeah. That number's fair on Logano, though, considering where we think he probably qualifies. Group
yeah.
bets?
I mean, if you want to just throw a solo shot on it, I mean, not a terrible one.
Any group bets you're on?
Yeah, I did. I bet Logano and Buescher over Gibbs and Elliott. They were both 3-1.
I think I could bet that actually at Bet365.
I think it's Group C.
That's not bad. Yeah, that tracks. That makes sense to me. I mean, it's
Yeah,
a
I had our
two-on-one.
guy Greg run the Sims on that, and Logano and Buescher were your favorites. So I mean, the numbers are just flipped.
What do you mean what you asked him to run? What?
Well, because they run head to heads, but he doesn't. He said they can't run in groups very easily. So like their Sims has Busher at plus 240, Logano plus 260, Gibbs plus 360, and Chase plus 357. So essentially, the numbers are flipped on the favorites at the book. When you agree? When you put Logano and Busher ahead of Elliott and Gibbs?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, we've got bets on them both. So, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, that's the only group bet that I've made so far.
Group D on Bet365 is Bowman 225 and Berry 350 over Bush and Briscoe. I don't mind that either.
What was the group?
D, it was Bowman and Berry over Bush and Briscoe.
What's your number on Bowman in that group?
225 and Berry's
Same.
350.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the same as what I'm looking at too. But you can't. I mean, if you bet Bowman and Barry, like you just scrape with Bowman, right?
You'll make a unit and a quarter.
That'd be. Yeah, well, Barry goes out super early, but I mean, one pit stop can change everything.
Right. Let me look at the DK groups. I don't mind Bubba and Busher over Chastain and Bush at DK. Group C.
Ross is just. I mean, he's just kind of a guy who just is finishing right outside the top 10 right now.
Oh, bro, if you listen to their team and everybody in the industry around them, they're literally luck box. They're one of the slowest cars on the track. They're luck boxing these finishes.
Yeah, you know who's not luck boxing top 10s? It's fucking Bubba.
Yeah, I mean, but like, what are we supposed to do, Meyer? You learned how to cap this sport from me. We follow the speed. Like, we can't account for the fucking craziness.
Yeah, and that's why we're on Bubba to top 10.
Yeah, right. Right. I'm just saying, like, I can't bet Ross Chastain on the 1.5 right now for anything. I don't care, you know, even if he wins the race, what does it matter when you're outside the top 20 in speed? I mean, they're snails right now.
I totally agree with you. I'm just saying he finds a way to still finish just inside the top 10 or outside of the top 10.
Yeah, where did he finish last week? Like third? Where did they finish last week? At Texas. You know what? While you're doing that, I'm going to pull up the loop data for Texas. Just to see his
finished second.
Where did he finish?
31st. Finished second.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you $100 free roll if you can tell me within the percentage of laps he had in the top 15 without looking at your computer. Within 2%.
Out of how many laps was the race? 4.
I mean,
two.
You're dead already. I mean, really?
Let's see. 6.5%.
26.5. This guy. he had his percentage of laps inside the top 15 was 26%.
I thought you said top 5.
No, top 15. Where are we going to find top 5? I'm looking at the loop data.
Listen, just say the fucking thing. You hate Ross. He's slow. I get it.
26%. He finished second, bro. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
how many laps did Logano do in the top 15?
What do you think? What do you think Ross's average running position was in the race? Oh, Logano was 70% in the top 15.
He started what 20?
Is that Logano's average running position was basically top 10 all day. Like, where do you think Ross's average running position was?
13.
18th. 18th. He's a fucking shitbag, man. He's driving a lemon. He's literally driving a piece of fruit right now. That watermelon, he's in the car. It's a watermelon. So
Jesus.
yeah, hey, listen, we tell the truth. We tell the truth, bro.
He was ninth in speed rank at Las Vegas this year. 19th
Yeah,
at Texas. So
keep it. I'm so out on Trackhouse.
yeah, I'm not saying to bet it. I'm just saying that like he just has a way to fucking get up there. He's the opposite of Bowman.
Did Caesars have any groups that you liked?
Have not looked. Let me look at him now.
I don't mind Logano and Bubba over Briscoe and Gibbs. That's kind of like the same bet you made. Logano and Busher. Wasn't it over the same two guys?
It was Logano and Bush over Gibbs and Elliott.
Oh, Elliott. I mean, Logano and Bubba over Briscoe and Gibbs.
Yeah, you already bet Briscoe to be top Ford.
Who?
Or not. Or sorry, I thought you said Busher. Yeah,
No.
Briscoe's no thanks.
You bet Busher in that group.
Yeah. I thought you said
right.
Busher for in that group, but
Right.
not Briscoe.
I don't mind Group C. Group C at Caesars, Logano and Bubba over Gibbs and Briscoe. Don't mind it. I don't mind Cindric and Hocevar over Keselowski and Bush either.
I
Group
was
D.
looking at Hocevar in a different group. The thing that concerns me about that guy is he can't finish a fucking race.
Okay, but let me tell you why I like this group with Keselowski in it. Because he's drawing dead. He's the worst guy in NASCAR right now. Like, unless you're Cody Ware, unless you're one of the cars that barely make the race, he is the single worst performer in NASCAR right now. So like he's out. It's a 2v1. It's like, can KB beat Cindric and Hocevar? And they're both 3-1. I don't mind it. I'll say that. I don't mind Group D at Caesars.
His KB dog shit slow. His adjusted speed is minus a number.
He's
number.
he's dog shit. Yeah, dog shit slow. Yeah.
Outside of that crazy performance at Coda.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember last week? He had a shot to win. He was in the top 4.
Yeah.
That lasted about 28 seconds, but he was up there.
They were talking about it on Door Bumper Clear. They were like, "Yeah," we were like, no." Yeah, I mean, I don't mind that group, man. Hocevar and Cindric have speed, and they're like 3-1 over a dead duck and Kyle Busch. I do not mind that group. I don't think I see any other group that I like, though.
What do you think about Busher and Bowman over Elliott and Chastain? You get Bowman at 255 and Busher at 265. Do you think Ross is out of dead? You're only fading Chase.
Yeah, I don't mind that group either. Or Bubba and Busher over KB and Briscoe at Caesars. I don't mind that group either. I mean, long story short, the guys that Meyer and I are telling you guys to target in the groups market is Bubba, Busher, Logano, maybe Hocevar and Cindric if you can get them in a group with KB and Keselowski. Outside of that, we're not really running to the window to back anybody in the groups market this week. Matchups, Meyer? Any matchups you like?
I'm going through them now. Not another market I haven't been through yet. I hate how
Wow.
Caesars puts them under schedule.
At least Bet365 knows that that Byron should be plus 125 against Blaney. That's right. Blaney's got the fastest car in the world right now.
You can lay the minus 130 Bowman over Ross.
I don't mind that matchup. I just don't like the price.
You can bet Logano over Chase at minus 115.
I don't mind that.
Do you think Bowman does better? I mean, Bowman's minus 105 against Bubba.
Yeah, I saw that. My only concern is where he's qualifying. Reddick is minus 170 against Chastain. Like, if you can get that number to even money with something you absolutely love this week, I don't mind that at all.
Bar over Keselowski offshore is minus 115 both sides. I mean, Brad's just dead, right?
Yeah, dead. Yeah. We need to see him do something, bro.
What does
Bubba's minus 105 against Busher, too.
what about Buescher over KB at minus 125?
I don't mind it. The price is Blaney plus 115 against Larson. Like, at least they know. At least they know the deal. He should only be in a matchup with one fucking guy on the track. Denny, even money against Byron. Boy, if he shows up, that's going to look like value.
Byron is even money against who? You said Larson?
No, Denny is even
Denny.
money against Byron. If he shows up, that's going to look like value.
Man, I kind of want to bet that Logano, Reddick, Logano, Denny. Top Ford, top Toyota.
Reddick.
Half unit on each to win 9.
Denny. Yeah. I don't not like it. My only obviously Fords could beat you, but you're kind of taking a stand on Joey. My worry is like Bell and Bubba and Reddick could easily. Well, oh, you're gonna cover Reddick, but like Bell and Bubba could easily fuck that up. Obviously, just like Busher and Blaine again. But yeah, I mean, I don't not like it. Like 9 units for a half unit. Are you on the Logano train with me this week, Meyer?
I just think that, like, we know Blaney struggles.
Am I making you a believer?
Not in the outright, not to win.
Oh, why not,
But
bitch?
he could be top 4
Hey,
because I think
why not?
Larson wins the race.
Yeah, so do I. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But we've seen Ryan Blaney struggle no matter how fast his car is.
Do
you have racing insights up? Have you seen how well Blaney is on restarts?
Do I have it up right?
Chance?
I don't have it up right now. No.
All right, I'll look into it when we end the show.
Listen, like if I could only bet one guy, like my life depended on it this week, I would say Kyle Larson wins the race. But like you and I talk about all the time, he either wins the race or finishes like 23rd. So like if he doesn't win the race, There are so many cars that could win the race. And like you still can't sell me on the fact that Ryan Blaney just can't go out there and beat him 1v1. You know what I mean?
You want to go crazy? You want to go Larson wins the race, Denny top 3, Logano top 10 at 27-1?
Larson wins the race. Denny top 3. Can you what? I don't hate that. What's the reverse of that? Like Larson, Logano top 10. I mean Denny top 10, Logano top 3.
These are just FanDuel specials. That was the first one that I noticed.
Yeah, I guess we'll end it with that. Let me look at these specials. Let me see what I can see.
Trying to see things that have Larson in the title. I don't think you're off either. Like we didn't. The one thing we haven't covered is those team triples. I don't mind those. I don't mind that Larson, Byron, Bowman.
I sent Meyer a message early in the week about the triples on Caesars.
That's probably on
Larson,
the toilet.
we'll get to that tomorrow. Larson to win the race at Caesars with like a Byron top 5 and a Bowman top 10, or a Bowman top 5 and a Byron top 10 in that 16-1 to 22-1 range. It doesn't feel like a terrible bet, man. I would have already hit the button on that if Bowman wasn't qualifying so poorly. But for that reason, I don't think you can discount the Larson wins, Meyer, with Byron and Elliott also, because Elliott's a walking top 10 here. Just go look at what he's done here in the next gen era. Like, and he's going to qualify late, a clean day on pit road, and the fucking kid could easily swing a top 10. So, like, I don't think you can count out the Larson wins, like Byron top 5, Elliott top 10 either with the Bowman bets. But like, yeah, I'm with you. Like, that's definitely one way to get on him. I'm not sure how I'm gonna get on him yet. But like Larson to win the race and Logano finishes top 3 is fucking 30-1, bro. Logano can't just drive around in the top 3 all day. 30
I
to
mean,
1.
Logano to win the race and Reddick top 3 is 55-1.
Do you see where I'm getting at now with this guy? Be a believer in him, bro. Be a believer in the
I'm
22.
just bringing you things that I think that you think is interesting. How about
Oh,
that?
that's
Here's
not,
another one for you.
no.
What do you think about
Don't bring me
Denny?
things. Don't bring me things
Hold
that
on.
you think that I think. Bring me things that you think.
Okay, Denny wins, Byron top 3, Bowman top 10, 50-1.
Denny wins. Byron top 3. Bowman top 10. Yeah, I think you're threading a needle. Like, I mean,
For sure.
Byron could easily not be. I think like the linchpin. You're taking a stand on the winner, obviously, and you feel good about the guy that's going to hit the top 10. The guy that's going to hit the top 3, I think, is the problem. Like, he could easily finish 4th, and you're in tears. You're in legitimate tears.
All right. Denny top 3, Reddick top 5, Bubba top 10, 10-1.
Denny top 3. What was the Bubba top 5?
Nope, Reddick top 5, Bubba top 10.
Yeah, that could happen, no doubt. But 10-1, ugh. When you need 3 things to go right in a Cup Series race, you're looking for more than 10-1.
At a race that, mind you, the last 4, the average number of cautions is just under double digits, like 9.25.
Mm-hmm.
And Kansas doesn't feel that chaotic.
It doesn't. But there were a lot of cautions the last 5 here.
Andrew says, Adam, what happened to Kyle Busch in the fall? I have a note that he could have won last fall. I have to go back. No, I didn't watch any of your races from last year. Kind of doing this one on the fly. I'd have to go back and look, Andrew. Imagine that they have Brad Keselowski in specials to finish top 5. Brad Keselowski to top 5 right now by himself should be 60 to 1.
Honestly, looking at all these, I think my favorite one is Larson to win the race and Logano to finish in the top 3 at 29 to 1. Man, if you can't pass, bro, if those two dudes are clean on pit road, I mean, that's going to be hard not to cash that ticket.
Do you know how many lead changes we actually saw?
No.
Or how many lead changes we actually see
I
at
mean,
Kansas? Because
I
Kansas
know,
feels like a track you can pass at. That's why
I
I think
know,
we like Kansas.
right. I know that it's our favorite track in terms of fucking action on a mile and a half, no doubt. But like, I think you and I would say we would have thought Vegas would have been a lot better than it was, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just down about the entire car. So I don't remember a whole lot of these. That blew me away.
Busher top 3, Blaney top 3, 23 to 1. Could happen, but like that
Busher's
price,
tough.
yeah, that price doesn't knock my socks off. That's for sure. Yeah, I would say the only FanDuel special that I would probably pull the trigger on is either Larson to win the race and Logano finishes in the top 3 at 29, or Larson wins the race, Denny top 3, Logano top 10 at 27. But you're really fucking threading a needle there.
MGM has
Actually, you know what I
Reddick.
don't mind, bro? Denny to win the race and Busher to finish in the top 10 at 16 to 1. That's not a terrible way to get on him. Or Denny to win the race and Bubba finishes in the top 10 at 13 to 1. That's also not a terrible way to get on him. Like, I wouldn't
Do a
back
half
Denny.
unit on both, and maybe they both get there.
I mean, I wouldn't back Denny at 8, but, you know, I might back him at those prices. Denny wins the race and Busher top 10, 16 to 1. That's not terrible. I would say those are my 2 favorite, or Larson wins and Joey finishes in the top 3 at 29.
You did bet Busher top 4 or no?
Yeah, at 6.
Okay. MGM's got Denny top Toyota, Busher. Okay, hold on. Let me find the one that I was looking at first. Reddick top Toyota, Logano top Ford, Larson top Chevy, 50 to 1.
Denny, Larson, and who?
Sorry, Reddick, Logano, Larson, 50.
That's not bad. That could definitely happen, dude.
At 50? I mean, a quarter unit?
Denny to be the top Toyota.
No, it's Reddick. There's a different one with Denny. There's Denny, Blaney, Bowman.
I think you got to bet them both. I think you got to bet Denny, Busher, Larson. Both of them are with Larson, right?
Well, not with. So if you do the Denny, so these are just pre-packaged ones.
Yeah, Denny,
So if you do
Busher,
Denny,
Larson,
yeah, that's 50. Denny, Busher, Larson is 50.
and then Denny,
Reddick.
Blaney, Bone. Oh no, where's the other Larson one?
Then the other one is Reddick, Logano, Larson. Those are both 50.
That could be.
There's not a Denny, Logano, Larson.
Oh, and then they got Bell, Blaney, Larson.
Right. But you could build those manually at DraftKings too. But I think that 50 on Reddick, Logano, and Larson is better than if you built it at DK. But then you could just flip it, if you wanted to do Denny instead.
Reddick, Logano, Larson is not bad. Neither is Denny, Busher, Larson at the same price.
So Denny, Logano, Larson at DraftKings gets you 43 to 1.
Blaney just kills the number, right?
Yeah. So if you want to go Denny, Blaney, Larson, it's 16 to 1.
What's Reddick, Blaney, Larson?
Same number, because Denny and Reddick are the same number.
That's not bad. Reddick, Blaney, and Larson. And then Denny, Blaney, and Larson are both 16 to 1.
1590. So yeah, 16 to 1.
God, how hard is it though to be like you gotta be number 1, number 2, number 3. Hey.
I mean, at 50, I like that shot at 50.
Reddick, Logano, Larson. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we love Larson this week. I love Logano this week, and Reddick is a fucking beast. So
If you wanted to bet Denny to cover your bases, right? I mean, and not even really cover, but to give yourself another option, I mean, it's 44 to 1. So you can have 44 and 50. Byron could definitely kill your day over Larson, though.
oh yeah. Blaney could put you in the morgue too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, there's the reason Logano's 450. Did you bet Logano by himself at top 4 too?
I haven't yet. The only thing I've bet is Busher. I can get 550. I saw. I wanted to see if there was another 6.
If you get 550 and you have the 6 on Busher, would you try to tie something to Blaney? Or are you just going to full fade Blaney and just bet us outright?
I'll probably full fade Blaney because you know me. I'll have so much money probably by the time we're 3/4 of the way through the race on him to win the race. I've already bet him for a dime with him in MMA. I would
You want
probably.
to talk about qualifying bets now?
Oh yeah. So we took the number on Larson was crazy for qualifying. So would you bet 6 to 1 in the offshore?
Yeah. I think
And
it was at 6 to 1 on Canby too.
I didn't see that. I saw 550 on at Canby. Obviously, Bell, we know, has had 4 of the last 6 polls at Kansas. He's fucking
Last 3 in a row.
Yeah, he's basically undefeated. Here's the thing. Where is the speed for Chris Bell in the intermediate package right now? Dude hasn't qualified in the top 10 in the intermediate package. Dude hasn't had top 16 speed in the intermediate package. He's nowhere to be found this year. Our guy, who we both felt probably the second best pure driver in the sport. Where is he at in the intermediate package? So, Caesars hung a line, I think at open was even money on him to get the pole. Crazy. He went to 175. We saw 240 at Canby.
He's 450 offshore, but I didn't bet that either.
I might have taken 450 just as like a hedge point on the action I had. I couldn't do it at 240 though. So we bet Larson to get the pole at like 550, 6 to 1. And then because Logano is going out second to last and he's a rocket, I bet him at 10 to 1 because he always qualifies really well. Is he going to get there? I don't know. I only threw 3/4 of a unit on him, but I bet him at 10-1 because I just think that price is objectively wrong. I don't know how you book him over 12-1 in the outright market right now in the intermediate package. 20-1, which you could still get, I believe, at BetMGM. 22-1 he is right now at Bet365, which he wasn't when I bet him. He was 18 when I bet him. I just think that number is objectively wrong. So we took Larson and Logano in the qualifying market. If you can get that 450 on Bell, I don't mind it. I mean, could he show up out of nowhere with speed in the intermediate package? Maybe. I mean, he clearly knows something. 3 in a row, 4 of the last 6.
Definitely wouldn't shock you.
Yeah. Did you only take the solo shot on Larson?
Yeah.
Like
Logano's there at 8 for me. He's 9. Blaney's at 9.
How dare you not tell Logano? Honestly.
I hate that son of a bitch.
Blaney's 9. I stared at him at 15. He was 15-1, and I'm looking.
This is offshore. Let me see what they have. Where was the 15?
PR. I'm looking at him and I'm like, man, he's going out third to last. Could he get
Caesars has 450.
Fuck off.
Caesars has 450.
450?
Yeah.
God.
He's 10-1 at Caesars. That's probably the best number I'll get.
You just said
sorry, ESPN. Sorry. They all look the same. I said that's the best number I'll see is 10 on Blaney. 450 on Caesars is crazy.
Oh wow, BR moved him from 15 to 10. Yeah, they moved him to 10. But again, is 10 terrible? No. But the problem is, like Blaney historically is just not a great qualifier, which is the reason that I took Joey instead of him. If he gets the pole when I stared at him at 15-1, chalk it up to the reason why I'm down 2 units on the year. What do you want me to tell you?
So add Blaney to your card. You got the last 3 cards going out. You got a 10, a 6, and what? A 10? Or 9?
Are you gonna add Blaney to your card?
Fine. Well, I'll add Blaney and I'll add Logano, but I gotta. Is there a 9 anywhere? I'll take
For
an
who?
8.
For who?
For Logano.
I mean,
if Byron deads me, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, Byron and Bell could dead us.
And Bell.
Yeah, they could easily dead us. Easily. And we're down. And we're getting crushed before the race starts.
Would you have it any other way?
Yeah. No, not this year. Meyer, am I gonna lose money for the first time in 13 years?
There's a lot of racing left, sir. You want to talk about trucks, or you want to let the people go to sleep?
No, we're done.
Yeah.
If you want to find out about trucks, use the promo code Nuke the House for a 1-week free trial at nukethehouse.com. Then you can come hang out tomorrow. The boys will be live. We got UFC Fight Night, or actually no, UFC 315, my bad. Plus we have the truck race. We'll be live for both, for subscribers only. Sunday we'll be live for the public. I'm probably going to be about an hour late to the show tomorrow because my daughter's in an all-star wrestling tournament for high school. But as soon as that's over, I'll be back and I'll be on the program. But yeah, I mean, my advice to you is bet Corey Heim in the truck race because I think he wins. That's the advice. The prop market will be for Nuke subscribers. All right, we're out, boys. For Meyer, I'm Keg. We pretty much set up everything we think about this race this week. If you can't find a winner, either we suck or I don't know what to tell you. We will see you guys back here Sunday on Nuke the House YouTube at around 3:00 for the Advent Health 400. Subs, we'll see you guys tomorrow night for UFC 315 and the truck race. We're out. Later.